for the session.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Manu Prabhu, for joining. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Chakshurunmiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Darati Swaparantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapatakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrijatam Saganaragunatanmitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Kopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindhupyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanepyo Vaishnavepyo Namo Namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Shunyabari Pashatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasa Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna Punyashravana Kirtana Ridyandastoya Bhadrani Vidunuti Suritsatam Nastaprayasva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Before reciting the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Nara Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in the classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Prabhu, can I read first? Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Can you hear me clearly, or am I not very audible?
Yes, Prabhu, you're audible.
Okay.
Thank
you.
21.
Which verse?
Oh, we put the title wrong.
Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhu. Oh, sorry. Yes, Prabhu, you can start. 21.
Right. 21, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hasta vinirabhinnav indraha svarpatir avishat vartayam shena purusho yaya vrittim prapadyate. Hastau, hands, asya, of the gigantic form Vinir being separately manifested, Indraha, the king of heaven, Swaha Patihi, the ruler of heavenly planets, Avishat, entered into it, Vartaya Amshena, with partial mercantile principles, Purushaha, the living entity, Yaya, by which Vrithim, business of livelihood, Prapadyate, transacts, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charnaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Thereafter, when the hands of the gigantic form separately became manifested, Indra, the ruler of the heavenly planets, entered into them, and thus the living entity is able to transact business for his livelihood. Text 22. पादावस्य विनिर्भिन्नौ लोकेशो विष्णुराविशत् गाथ्या स्वांशेन पुरुषो याया प्राप्यम prapadyate. Padau, the legs, asya, of the gigantic form, Vinirbhinnau, being manifested separately, Lokeshaha, Vishnuhu, the demigod Vishnu, not the personality of Godhead. Avishat, entered, Gatya, by the power of movement, Swa Amshena, with his own parts, Purushaha, living entity, Yaya, by which Prapyam, destination, Prapadyate, reaches. Translation. Thereafter, the legs of the gigantic form separately became manifest, and the demigod named Vishnu, not the personality of Godhead, entered with partial movement. This helps the living entity to move to its destination.
There is Vishnu
Thereafter, the
demigod
legs of
also.
the gigantic form
Yes,
separately
Prabhu, there is small Vishnu also.
named Vishnu, not the personality of Godhead, entered with partial movement. This helps the living entity to move to its destination. Okay. These are inconceivable. I'm just reading them just for reading to get purified. Okay, next, Prabhu. Next.
Prabhu, what do you think? Which sense is most important? Leg, nose, ear?
I don't know, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay.
I'm the wrong person to ask all these things. Buddhim chashya vinirbinnam vagisho dishnyam avishat bodhenam shena bodhavyam pratipattiryatho bhavet. Buddhim, intelligence, cha, also asya, of the gigantic form, vinirbinnam, being separately manifested, avagishaha, Brahma, the Lord of the Vedas, dishnyam, controlling power, avishat, entered in, bodhena amshena, with his part of intelligence, bodhavyam, the matter of understanding, pratipatihi, understood, yataha, by which, bhavet, so becomes. Translation. When the intelligence of the gigantic form separately became manifest, Brahma, the Lord of the Vedas, entered into it with the partial power of understanding, and thus an object of understanding is experienced by the living entities. When the intelligence of the gigantic form separately became manifest, Brahma, the Lord of the Vedas, entered into it with the partial power of understanding, and thus an object of understanding is experienced by the living entities. Text 24.
So what is going on here is that the different demigods are now entering the universal form of the Lord.
Hridayam chasya nirbhinnam chandrama dishniyam avishat manasham shena yenasau vikriyam pratipadyate. Hridayam, heart, cha, also asya, of the gigantic form, nirbhinnam, being manifested separately, chandrama, the moon demigod, dishnyam, with controlling power, avishat, enter into, manasha amshena, partly with mental activity, yena, by which asha, the living entity, vikriyam, resolution, pratipadyate, transacts. Translation. After that, the heart of the gigantic form separately manifested itself, and into it entered the moon demigod with partial mental activity. After that, the gigantic form separately manifested itself and into it entered the moon or demigod with partial mental activity. Thus, the living entity can conduct his mental speculations.
See, here is the answer. I remember someone asked in some reading session, where is the mind? So here we can see the mind is in the heart. This verse answers it.
Yeah, I
It
was the
didn't-
guy who asked that question, bro.
Yes, Prabhu, because the moon demigod didn't enter the brain. He entered the heart.
So, mind is in the heart.
Yes, Prabhu.
Really?
Yes,
Hmm.
Prabhu. Brain is just a tool that the mind uses to function the body. It's like
Okay.
you playing FIFA, the controller is what the brain is. You are the controller, you are the mind of the game that you're playing, but
Oh.
you have the controller in your hand. That is the brain. So you are the mind controlling the brain. And with the brain, you can control the body. Without the brain, the mind and body cannot be in connection. It's like a link between body and mind, the brain.
Okay, it's a via media. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Very nice,
Yeah.
bro. Thank you for explaining. I didn't know that. First time
Mm.
I'm hearing. Atmanam chasya nirbinnam abhimano vishat padam कर्मणांशेन येनाशो कर्तव्यं प्रतिपद्यते. Atmanam, false ego, cha also asya of the gigantic form, nirbhinnam, being separately manifested. Abhimanaha, false identification. Avishat, entered. Padam, in position. Karmana, activities. Amshena, by the part. Yena, by which. Ashau, the living entity. Kartavyam, objective activities. Pratipadyate, takes in translation. Thereafter, the materialistic ego of the gigantic form separately manifested itself, and into it entered Rudra, the controller of false ego. With his own partial activities by which the living entity transacts his objective actions. Oh, it's deep, huh? Can we read that again? Wait. Hold up. Thereafter, the materialistic ego of the gigantic form separately manifested itself, and into it entered Rudra, the controller of false ego, with his own partial activities by which the living entity transacts his objective actions. Purport: the false ego of materialistic identity is controlled by the demigod Rudra, an incarnation of Lord Shiva. Rudra is the incarnation of the Supreme Lord who controls the mode of ignorance within material nature. The activities of the false ego are based on the objective of the body and mind. Most persons conducted by the false ego are controlled by Lord Shiva. When one reaches a finer version of ignorance, he falsely thinks of himself as the Supreme Lord. That egoistic conviction of the conditioned soul is the last snare of the illusory energy which controls the entire material world. Just getting a call, so I will read later. Thank you, dear devotees. Thank you, Sami Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Okay, who wants to read next? Okay, I can read this one.
I will read. No problem.
Oh, who was that?
So may I read Smarthet, please?
Oh,
Sure,
now
carry
there's so
on.
many readers. Okay, let's change after one verse. Always,
Okay.
like one after
Yes.
another.
Yes.
Yes, Shubham Prabhu, you can start.
Satam jasya vinirvinnam maha yastam upavisat chittenam denayena Vijnanam Pratipadyate Sattvam consciousness also asya gigantic form Vinirбhinnam being separately manifested Mahan the total energy Mahatattva system with control Upavis entered into Chitenam Sena along with his part of consciousness, yen by which Asau, the living entity Vijnanam, specific knowledge, Pratipadyate, cultivates. Translation. Thereafter, when his consciousness separately manifested itself, the total energy Mahatattva entered with his conscious part. Thus, the living entity is able to conceive specific knowledge. Yes, Prabhu, may I read once more because
Yes,
there are
Prabhu.
no perfect. शीर्षणोस्य द्योधरा पदभ्यां खं नाभेरुदपद्यत गुणानामृतयो येषु प्रतीयन्ते सुरादयः शीर्षणहेड of the gigantic form, Dev, the heavenly planet, Dhara, earthly planet, Padabhyam on his leg, Kham, the sky, Nabhe, from the abdomen, Upapadyat, become manifested, Gunanam, of the three modes of nature, Pratyaya Hari actions, Yesu, in which Pratyayante manifest Suradaya, the demigods and others. Thereafter, from the head of gigantic form, the heavenly planets were manifested, and from his leg the earthly planets, and from his abdomen the skies separately manifested themselves. Within them, the demigods and others were also manifested in terms of mode of material nature. Yes, Prabhu, I think next there is the purport. I can read once more.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, this one.
Atendigena satvena divam deva prapedire dharam rajasvabhavena panyo ye tatanu. Atendigena exesu satvena was the mode of goodness. Divam in the higher planets. Deva, the demigods prapedire have been
Shubham,
have
Prabhu,
been
oh, now you're back. Yes, Prabhu.
Sorry, Prabhu, my mobile is hanging. Maybe someone else can read.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Shall I read or does anyone want to continue from here?
Who was there?
Once
Was it
Prabhu,
Prabhu?
once
Yes.
Prabhu wanted to read some verses.
Okay, Vansh Prabhu, please continue from the translation.
The demigods are situated in the heavenly planets, qualified by the super excellent quality of the mode of goodness, whereas the human beings, because of their nature in the mode of passion, live on the earth in company with their subordinates. Purport by Srila Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita 14.1.14.15. It is said that those who are highly developed in the mode of goodness are promoted to the higher heavenly planetary system, and those who are overpowered by the mode of passion are situated in the middle planetary systems, the Earth, and similar planets. But those who are supercharged with the mode of ignorance are degraded to the lower planetary systems or to the animal kingdom. The demigods are highly developed in the mode of goodness, and thus they are situated in the heavenly planets. Below human beings are the animals, although some of them mingle with human society. Cows, horses, dogs, etc. are habituated to live under the protection of human beings. The word Atyantikena is very significant in this verse. By development of the mode of goodness of material nature, one can become situated in the heavenly planets. But by excessive development of the modes of passion and ignorance, the human being indulges in killing the animals, who are meant to be protected by mankind. Persons who indulge in unnecessary animal killing have excessively developed in the modes of passion and ignorance, and have no hope for and have no hope of advancing to the mode of goodness. They are destined to be degraded to lower statuses of life. The planetary systems are calculated as upper and lower in terms of the classes of living entities who live there. Thank you, Prabhu. Now, Pranjal Prabhu can continue.
Prabhu,
Oh,
so Prabhu,
thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
so Prabhu, those who are in mode of passion and ignorance, if they are engaged in like devotional service and they are not up to the goodness, so if they die, what will be their destination, Prabhu?
Oh, those in the mode of goodness. No, those in the mode of passion, they stay here, and those in the mode of ignorance, they go to lower species.
Oh, Prabhu, if they are engaged in devotional service, then also?
No, Prabhu. Then they go to heavenly planets if they are not 100% pure.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Prabhupada said most most of my disciples will go, most of my devotees will go to heavenly planets, he said. I've heard this reference. Of course, we are not trying to go there, but not all will make it. Some will fail, but they will get a new opportunity. And the heavenly planet is like waiting room. It's like wasting time for billions and millions of years. Like it's a waiting room for the next opportunity.
Yes, bro. But Prabhu, it is said that once you have acquired something in devotion service, it is never lost.
Yes, Prabhu. From that point, one continues. Even if he sometime falls down and he goes even to heavenly, no, hellish planets, when he gets a human form again, he continues where he left.
Oh, Prabhu, yes.
Who will be next reader? Is it Pranjal Prabhu?
No, it is
Nobody is there. I
Praveen.
can read.
It is
Praveen.
Praveen.
Yes, Prabhu. You can go ahead, Prabhu.
Text 29. तात्तीयेन स्वभावेन भगवान्नाभिमाश्रितः उभयोरन्तरं व्योम ये रुद्रपार्षदां गणाः. Synonyms. Tatyena. By excessive development of the third mode of material nature, the mode of ignorance. Swabhavena. By such nature, Bhagavat Nabhim, the abdominal navel of the gigantic form of the personality of Godhead. Ashritaha. Ashritaha. Those who are so situated. Ubhayoh. Between the two. Antaram. In between. Vyoma. The sky. Ye. All of them. Rudra Parshadam. Associates of Rudra, Ganaha, population. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Living entities who are associates of Rudra develop in the third mode of material nature or ignorance. They are situated in the sky between the earthly planets. Purport. This middle portion of the sky is called Bhuvarloka, as confirmed by both Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti and Srila Jiva Goswami. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that those who develop in the mode of passion are situated in the middle region. Those who are situated in the mode of goodness are promoted to the regions of the demigods. Those who are situated in the mode of passion are placed in human society, and those who are situated in the mode of ignorance are placed in the society of animals or ghosts. There are no contradictions in this conclusion. Numerous living entities are distributed all over the universe in different planets and are so situated in terms of their own qualities in the modes of material nature. This purport answers the question raised by Shubham Prabhu a
Yes.
little while ago. Yeah. Text 30. Mukhato.
And there's a verse that says that, you know, all these animals and all, even in hellish planet, the soul enjoys. Whatever situation the soul is put into, he finds enjoyment in that. Imagine, even in the hellish suffering, the soul is trying to find enjoyment. So, because when I see these animals, I saw like a seal few days ago, and he was coming from the under the ice, the water, and he was really loving it. And I realized, oh, he's because you know when he's in human life, we might think how they find like an animal finds another animal attractive. They look like ugly and like this. But when we get into the animal body, we will think, oh, this dolphin is the most attractive, this girl dolphin,
So,
and
so
it's
Prabhu, but in hell, Prabhu, they drink like fire, golden, like golden, not golden, uh, iron rod, like they drink. They are
yes,
made to
Prabhu.
drink. How
Yeah,
they
that is if
can?
one drinks alcohol, then he has to drink the molten iron.
Yes, so how can they feel like
Yes, Prabhu.
pleasure,
Imagine they
Prabhu?
enjoy. I can find the first verse during this. When I find it, I will share it. It's like relativity. When one gets into worse situation, then he finds happiness in worse things. It's illusory.
Yeah. Text 30. मुखतो वर्तत ब्रह्म पुरुषस्य कुरुद्वः यस्तु मुख मुखत्वाद् वर्णानां मुख्यो भूद् ब्रह्मणो गुरुः. Synonyms. Mukhatah, from the mouth. Avartata, generated. Brahma, the Vedic wisdom. Purushasya, of the Virata Purusha, the gigantic form. Kuru Udvaha, O chief of the Kuru dynasty, Yaha, who or to, Jutu, Unmuktavat, Unmukhatvat, inclined to, Varnanam, of the orders of society, Mukhyaha, the chief, Abhut, so became Brahmanaha, called the Brahmanas, Guruhu, the recognized teacher or spiritual master. Translation: O chief of the Kuru dynasty, the Vedic wisdom became manifested from the mouth of the Virata, the gigantic form. Those who are inclined to this Vedic knowledge are called Brahmanas, and they are the natural teachers and spiritual masters of the orders of society. Purport: as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 4:13, the four orders of human society developed with the order of the body of the gigantic form. The bodily divisions are the mouth, arms, waist, and legs. Those who are situated on the mouth are called Brahmanas. Those who are situated on the arms are called Kshatriyas. Those who are situated on the waist are called Vaishyas. And those who are situated on the legs are called Sudras. Everyone is situated in the body of the Supreme in his gigantic Vishwarupa form. In the terms of the four orders, therefore no caste is to be considered degraded because of being situated on a particular part of the body. In our own bodies, we don't show any actual difference in our treatment towards the hands or legs. Each and every part of the body is important, although the mouth is the most important of the bodily parts. If other parts are cut off from the body, a man can continue his life, but if the mouth is cut off, one cannot live. Therefore, this most important part of the body of the Lord is called the sitting place of the Brahmanas, who are inclined to the Vedic knowledge. One who is not inclined to the Vedic knowledge but to mundane affairs cannot be called a Brahmana, even if he is born of a Brahmana family or father. To have a Brahmana father does not qualify one as a Brahmana. The main qualification of the Brahmana is to be inclined to the Vedic knowledge. The Vedas are situated on the mouth of the Lord, and therefore anyone who is inclined to the Vedic wisdom is certainly situated on the mouth of the Lord, and he is a Brahmana. This inclination towards Vedic wisdom is also not restricted to any particular caste or community. Anyone from any family and from any part of the world may become inclined to the Vedic wisdom, and that will qualify him as a real Brahmana. A real Brahmana is the natural teacher or spiritual master. Unless one has Vedic knowledge, one cannot become a spiritual master. The perfect knowledge of the Vedas is to know the Lord, the personality of Godhead, and that is the end of Vedic knowledge or Vedanta. One who is situated in the impersonal Brahman and has no information of the supreme personality of Godhead may become a Brahmana, but he cannot become a spiritual master. It is called Shatkarma, Nipuno, Vipro, Mantra, Tantra, Visharadaha, Avaishnava, Guru Asat, Sat, Swa, Pacho, Vaishnava, Guru. An impersonalist can become a qualified Brahmana, but he cannot become a spiritual master unless and until he is promoted to the stage of a Vaishnava or a devotee of the personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya, the great authority of Vedic wisdom, is the modern age in the modern age stated. Kiba vipra kiba nyasi sudra kene naya ei Krishna tattva vitta sei guru haya. A person may be a Brahmana or a Sudra or a sannyasi, but he happens to be well versed in the science of Krishna, then he is fit to become a spiritual master. The qualification then of a spiritual master is not to be a qualified Brahmana, but to be well versed in the science of Krishna. One who is conversant with Vedic wisdom is a Brahmana, and only a Brahmana who is a pure Vaishnava and knows all the intricacies of the science of Krishna can become a spiritual master.
Haribo. Okay, thank you
Very
so much.
nice, huh? This last part
Yeah,
especially.
this purport is full of amazing things.
Last part, can we just go through again, if it's okay?
This one? Or you mean this one?
Yeah, real Brahmana from there. Yeah. Praveen Prabhu, you want to, or should I?
A real Brahmana is the natural teacher or spiritual master. Unless one has Vedic knowledge, one cannot become a spiritual master. The perfect knowledge of the Vedas is to know the Lord, the personality of Godhead, and that is the end of Vedic knowledge or Vedanta. One who is situated in the impersonal Brahman and has no information of the Supreme Personality of Godhead may become a Brahmana, but he cannot become a spiritual master. He cannot become a spiritual master. It is said, Satkarma Nipuno Vipro Mantra Tantra Visharadaha Vaishnava Guru Asat Sat Swapacho Vaishnava Guru. An impersonalist can become a qualified Brahmana, but he cannot become a spiritual master unless and until he is promoted to the stage of a Vaishnava or a devotee of the personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya, the great authority of Vedic wisdom in the modern age, stated Kiba Vipra Kiba Vipra Kiba Nyasi Sudra Kene Naya Ei Krishna Tattvavitta Sai Guru Aya. A person may be a Brahmana or a Sudra or a sannyasi, but if he happens to be well versed in the science of Krishna, then he is fit to become a spiritual master. The qualification then of a spiritual master is not to be a qualified Brahmana, but to be well versed in the science of Krishna. One who is conversant with Vedic knowledge is a Brahmana, and only a Brahmana who is a pure Vaishnava and knows all the intricacies of the science of Krishna can become a spiritual master. Okay. So the
Haribo,
goal is to become the goal is to become
a
well
pure
versed in
Vaishnava.
the science of Krishna, or yeah, become a Vaishnava in order for you to become a spiritual master finally.
Yes, Prabhu.
But one impersonalist cannot be spiritual master.
Yes, impersonalist can be a Brahmana, but not a spiritual master. Cannot be a Vaishnava.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Prabhupada says, last snare of Maya. He's in the last snare. He has almost conquered Maya, but little bit Maya, snare of Maya is there. Then one becomes an impersonalist. He thinks,
Oh,
all
Prabhu,
right, now I'm God.
personalist can become a spiritual master for a impersonalist.
No, actually, you see, the word spiritual master means one who can basically give you Sambandha Jnana. So Sambandha Jnana is basically the knowledge of you as a spirit soul and the action of the spirit soul in its pure position, which is to serve Krishna, right? So
Me-
bona fide
means
spiritual master, yes.
means Prabhu, a impersonalist is not a spiritualist even.
No, he is a spiritualist, but he is not a perfect spiritualist. He is a spiritualist, yes, but he's not a perfect spiritualist. A perfect spiritualist is
Okay.
one who knows Krishna and who knows how to dissipate the knowledge of propagating this Krishna consciousness. Or in other words, a pure devotee or a perfect spiritualist is one who knows Krishna and knows that the spirit soul is servant of Krishna, and therefore he preaches to all the spirit souls like us to give up the false ego and to become servitors of Krishna, which is original constitutional position of the living entity. Jivera Swarupa Hai Krishna Nitya Das. Nitya Das, eternal servitor of Krishna, is the living entity's original position. But the impersonalist, even though he's a transcendent, why he's called a transcendentalist is because he's also related to Krishna, but in the Brahman or in an indirect way. He's not directly relating to Krishna actually. He wants to also go to Krishna, but his intelligence is covered. So he maximum
So,
thinks
Prabhu,
of Brahman. He cannot think more than that.
In Bhagavad Gita it is said, Prabhu Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanvan Mam prapadyate.
Yes. Yes.
So Prabhu, as a yogi or impersonalist, who can quickly achieve that knowledge, Prabhu?
So both actually yogis and impersonalists will have to take many births. Bahunam Janmanam Ante until they come to the platform of pure devotional service. So the impersonalist, until he comes to the Brahman platform, and after that, if somehow or other he meets a pure devotee and he changes, then immediately he can get liberated by becoming a devotee. And the yogi, after meditating for a very long time, and he realizes that okay, Krishna is in my heart, and then he meets also a devotee, a pure devotee, and says, okay, the Krishna in my heart is meant to be served, then he can also get liberated very easily. But who goes fastest, I don't know. I'm not sure. But both of them have to take many births until they come to the platform of serving Krishna somehow or other. Because the yogis also want siddhis, The yogis want siddhis, the impersonalist wants to merge into Brahman. And Sami Prabhu, if I'm not wrong, the yogi wants to also merge into the body of the Lord, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhu, I have here in class of Tattva, Prabhu. He was quoting from somewhere that yogi is more condemned than impersonalist.
Yes, because as Sami Prabhu, you can correct me, because as far as I've heard, the yogis, they know Krishna is there, but they don't want to serve him. They want
Yes,
to
Prabhu.
merge into his body. Whereas the impersonalist, he does not know, he does knowledge of Krishna in his personal form. So
Yes,
therefore,
Prabhu.
he thinks impersonal Brahman is there. Is it Sami Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah,
I
it's
thought
like this.
Prabhu said this, no?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard like this.
Yeah, even I've heard this for long back. Thank you for reminding Shubham Prabhu. It's very nice. So Bogi and the impersonalists are condemned, but the yogi is more condemned because he knows personal form of Lord. No, he cannot. He is not in the point of service. He is to be served. Krishna is to be served. But then, yeah, they can go back home, back to Godhead.
Yes, Prabhu.
No, in this verse, see, Sami Prabhu, sorry, Pranjal Prabhu is saying this. Sami Prabhu, you can also see 12.5. 12.5. Is it? No, Bhagavad Gita 6.47. Of all yogis, the one who worships me with devotion is the highest and is most intimately united with me. We are also called yogis, Yoga means what? Yoga means to link, right? Yoga means to link. But to link with whom? To link with Krishna. So the perfect yogi is actually the person who is a bhakti yogi, because he is also linking, but he's linking with Krishna. Correct, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
So, yes. So that's a fact. So that is the yogi mentioned here is the one who worships me with devotion is the highest and is most intimately united with me. Is a devotee, is a bhakti yogi.
So
You can
Prabhu,
just go
I
to that
have
chart
been
where Prabhupada says yoga is to link.
I
Can you just go to that one?
yes,
Yeah.
Prabhu, I have been more question. May I ask?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, if you want, you can ask now. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
But first, I want to show this verse quickly. Sorry, Prabhu. This is the one that I wanted to show you, Shubham Prabhu, when you asked the question about the hellish planet. 335.
The
Translation.
condition
Yes,
living
Prabhu.
entity is satisfied in his own particular species of life, while deluded by the covering influence of the illusory energy, he feels little inclined to cast off his body, even when in hell, for he takes delight in his enjoyment. Yes, bro, thank you very much for showing.
Yes, Prabhu. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Yes, Prabhu. You're having a question, Shubham Prabhu. You can ask if you want to.
So, Prabhu, if a like Muslim or Christian Prabhu, if he follows his religion very acutely, then what will be his next
If he follows very strictly, the principles of Jesus Christ or principles of Prophet Muhammad, definitely he'll be elevated. He'll not go home back to Godhead, is what I've heard from Nimanitai Prabhu. Like, for example, when a Christian is following perfectly, he will go to the higher planetary system that Jesus Christ is preaching and then get the full knowledge of Krishna consciousness completely and then go back home. But whatever it is, Prabhu, if they're following sincerely, then they'll go back home, back to Godhead eventually. They will be elevated if they're following sincerely. But all Christians eat meat when Jesus Christ said, "Thou shalt not kill."
Yes, Prabhu. But if there is a Christian or Muslim in this planet who is sincerely following, he has an internet and he will eventually find the Krishna consciousness. I don't think a sincere person will die before hearing about Krishna consciousness. This was asked from Prabhupada, and then Prabhupada asked uh, that like who are like he was like who are you, because he was asked who are, where would the sincere Christians go, and then Prabhupada asked like who are you? You are the sincere Christians, now you are come to here, and that's
Yes.
why you are getting this knowledge. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
only
also a
sincere.
fact actually.
It doesn't have to be next life. That would be like if he's unfortunate. If he's really fortunate and sincere, Krishna will surely in this life give him the book or something. There is all
Yeah,
opportunity.
definitely, of course. But I'm saying if he's still following sincerely there, also he's going to get elevated.
Yes, Prabhu.
But yeah, that's a hypothetical case because actually there is not any sincere Christian or Muslim. Honestly, it's very, very. I don't think there are any. If they have any bit of sincerity, they'll come to Sanatan Dharma. But yes, if
Yes,
they
Prabhu.
are,
Yeah,
yeah,
because if you are sincere Muslim or Christian, it's too difficult because then you have to go against church or the
yes,
mainstream.
yeah. That's
It
why I
would,
said
yeah,
hypothetical situation.
yes,
Yeah,
Prabhu.
Yes, so like when there was not internet, then there may be many Christians and Muslims following seriously.
Yes, Prabhu. Here it's also because they don't have a leader, so they might seem they follow something sincerely, but that something they're following is wrong thing. So then their sincerity goes to a wrong thing. So then we might see, okay, he's following sincerely, but what he's following is something wrong. Because like here, what West, the Christianity, it's mostly demigod worship. It's not anymore following Jesus Christ. Because Christmas, we should celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. But what we celebrate, we serve Saturn, the planet. We do all rituals for the Saturn planet. We bake a pig in the oven, we drink alcohol, all these things. So it's not anymore. And if you don't do these things, they will say you're not sincere Christian if you don't celebrate Christmas like the other Christians. So there is now the sincerity is going to wrong things. So now someone might see, okay, he's a sincere Muslim because he's like not eating pork or like not drinking alcohol. But then the other things, all the praying, all those things, they don't see this. So the sincerity is coming from, we see the sincerity in wrong things or the things who say someone is good Christian or good Muslim. Because, yes, Prabhu, I hope you understood what I meant.
Yes, true.
I
Thank
think
you.
we can reach Shikshashtakam and wind up now. But before that, I will just like to say, Praveen Prabhu, kindly please call up Shimon Prabhu and just remind him one more time to connect with the Amalapuram devotees, Amalapuram boys, and also, finalize. And Pranjal Prabhu, yeah, please finalize with Shangon Prabhu about your presence and please try to come, Prabhu. Please confirm with him and speak with him and confirm your presence. Praveen Prabhu, kindly please coordinate. I hope okay, Prabhu.
Sure, I will do. No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh yes, 6 has to come. Haribol. Here it's really sad to see that they have turned the Christianity upside down. That they celebrate the exact opposite things that they should celebrate.
Yes, Prabhu. I will start. चेतो दर्पणमार्जनं भवमहा दावाग्निर्वापनम् श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणम् विद्यावादुजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदम् पूर्णामृतास्वादनम् सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनम्
नाम्नामकार बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमितः स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तो कृपा भगवान् ममापि दुर्दैवमेधिस्मिहा जनिनानुराग
त्रिनादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना मानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरि
अधनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनि ईश्वरे भवताद्भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि ऐनन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थितधूळि सदृशं विचिन्तय
नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्निशितं वपुः कदा तव नाम गृहणे भविष्यति
युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृसायितं शून्यायितं जगत् सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे
आश्लिष्य वा पादरतं पिनष्टु माम् अदृश् अनन्मर्महतं करोति वा यथा तथा वा उदहातुलं पतो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः
Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by chanting your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
one should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than a straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige and ready to offer all respect to others in such a state of mind. One can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Krishna, no, Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet. Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hair of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and He remains so even if He handles me roughly in His embrace or make me broken hearted by not being before me. He is present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for He is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally.
Bowl, Sri Siksasagam ki jai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Janma Karayadi Shavana Kirtan Tabutana Paya Krishna Pade Premadan. If one is infested with the 10 offenses in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, despite his endeavor to chant the holy name for many births, he will not get the love of God. That is the ultimate goal of this chanting. The 10 offenses against the holy name are as follows. The first offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Second offense is to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu.
Third offense, to disobey the order of the spiritual master and to consider him as an ordinary person.
Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version.
Fifth is to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination.
Sixth
Sixth
offense,
is to
give
give
some
some.
interpretation on the holy name of the Lord.
Seventh offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord.
Eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna one of auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as productive activities Karmakanda.
Ninth offense, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. And tenth offense, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain many material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, which is Krishna Prema. Now let us offer our humble obeisances unto the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are just like wish-fulfilling desire trees and who can fulfill the desires of everyone and are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Jai Radhe Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Paritana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo.
Namaha.
Please forgive me for my offenses, dear devotees. Thank you so much for your kind association. Thank you so much, Subham Prabhu, Sami Prabhu, Praveen Prabhu, Rahul Prabhu, Rishikesh Prabhu, Vansh Prabhu, everybody for joining.
Thank you all of
Jai
you.
Srila Prabhupada. See you all tomorrow. Thank you so much. Haribol. Jai. Praveen Prabhu, just kind reminder, please call Shamgon Prabhu and get the finalizing done with Amalapuram boys. And yes, Pranjal Prabhu, please get your finalizing done by talking to Shamgon Prabhu.